What is daily life really like for a low-income worker living in one of Vietnam's biggest cities? This is Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, a city that never seems to slow down. From early morning until late at night, millions of people are out working to make a living, and I'm one of them. Hello everyone, my name is Hung. I'm 70 years old, and I come from a small rural village in Anh An province in central Vietnam. Like many young people here, I left my hometown and my family behind to move to Hanoi in search of better job opportunities. Today, I work as a ride-hailing driver. In my previous video, I took you back to my hometown to meet my mother. Today, I'd like to show you what an ordinary working day looks like for me here in Hanoi. Many foreigners wonder how much a ride-hailing driver in Vietnam can actually earn in one day. So today, I'll record everything from the moment I wake up until I finish work at night. At the end of this video, I'll also share my real income after an entire day's work. So stay with me until the end to find out the answer. It's only samship in the morning. This is usually when my day begins. Not every day starts this early. But the early morning hours are when many people are heading to work, taking their children to school, or catching flights at the airport. Starting early gives me a much better chance of getting more rides. My passengers come from all walks of life. Some trips are only a few kilometers long, while others take me hundreds of kilometers away from Hanoi. Because protecting my passengers' privacy is very important, I won't be showing any personal information or identifiable faces in this video. No 2 days are ever exactly the same. For the past 5 years, this small rented room has mostly been a place for me to sleep after long working days. The room is about 20 square meters, and the monthly rent is a million Vietnamese dong, or around parshipsa US dollars. There's nothing luxurious here, just a bed, a few sets of clothes, and the basic things I need for everyday life. After getting ready for the day, I leave my room and head to my car. Hanoi often gets rain in the early morning and again in the evening during this time of year. The rain helps cool down the intense summer heat. Early mornings are usually much quieter and more comfortable than the rest of the day. This has always been my favorite time to drive. My car is more than just a vehicle. It's how I make a living. Before I begin working, I always check the car, prepare some drinking water, and open the ride-hailing app. Then, I simply wait for my first customer of the day. Around per o'clock, I stop for breakfast. Some mornings, I simply buy a loaf of bread or a box of sticky rice and eat inside the car so I can get back to work as quickly as possible. Today, though, I decided to have a bowl of pho, Vietnam's most famous traditional noodle soup. A bowl like this costs about saship, Yong Vietnamese dong, or roughly iljum or US dollars. One thing many people don't know is that ride-hailing drivers in Vietnam don't receive a fixed monthly salary. Every dollar I earn depends entirely on how many trips I can complete each day. If it rains, or if it's a weekend or a public holiday, there are usually more customers. But there are also slow days when I can wait for a long time without receiving a single booking. Some days I spend more than 16 hours working, yet the income is still lower than I hoped. That's simply part of this job. After breakfast and a short 5-minute break, I get back on the road. I drive all across Hanoi, sometimes through narrow streets lined with small local shops, sometimes along wide boulevards filled with thousands of cars and motorbikes. Traffic congestion is something we deal with almost every day. During rush hour, it can take nearly an hour just to complete a trip that's only a few kilometers long, and the fare for that ride may only be around $1 to $2. Even though sitting in an air-conditioned car is much more comfortable than riding a motorbike, spending hour after hour behind the wheel can be surprisingly exhausting. Driving safely requires constant attention. One small mistake can easily lead to an accident. That's why I try to stay focused throughout every trip, no matter how tired I feel. By midday, the temperature in Hanoi is usually at its highest. During the summer, it can reach nearly 60 degrees Celsius, making it one of the hottest times of the day. Because I drive an electric car, I need to recharge the battery once or twice a day, depending on how far I've driven. While the car is charging, I finally get a chance to slow down for a while. Sometimes I take a short nap in the back seat. Other times, I simply sit quietly and enjoy a glass of iced tea while waiting for the battery to fill up. Around noon, I stop for lunch. Today, I chose a small local restaurant that serves affordable meals for workers and drivers like me. This is what we call com bin dan, or a budget rice meal. It's one of the most common lunches in Vietnam. Today's meal costs samshi Yong Vietnamese dong, or about $1 US. It's simple, filling, and inexpensive. The food isn't always my favorite, but it's affordable, convenient, and keeps me going for the rest of the day. After lunch, I usually rest for 1 or 2 hours while my car continues charging. Many ride-hailing drivers gather at small roadside tea shops like this. It's a familiar place where we can take a break, have a drink, chat for a few minutes, or simply sit in silence after a busy morning. I've been coming here for quite a long time. The owner already knows me well. Today she isn't here, so I make myself a glass of iced tea and leave the money before heading back to my car. During my break, I often call my mother back in my hometown. After that, I usually spend a little time watching videos, checking my phone, or taking a short nap in the car before starting the afternoon shift. By late afternoon, the city begins to get busy again. This is usually the busiest part of my day. So after a short rest, it's time to get back on the road. This was just an ordinary day in my life. Nothing extraordinary happened. No dramatic moments. But this is the reality for many people living and working in big cities across Vietnam. Thousands of us leave our hometowns and families behind, hoping that hard work today will create a better future tomorrow. People often ask me if I enjoy being a ride-hailing driver. My answer is simple. I'm grateful to HPE a job that allows me to earn an honest living. It isn't always easy. Some days are disappointing, but every passenger who chooses to ride with me helps support not only my own life, but also my family back home. For that, I'm truly thankful.
사실 넘버원 스킨케어 브랜드입니다.
Người ta nói hát ở nhà không bằng ngoài phòng yêu cho đến khi.
usually continue driving until around 7 o'clock at night. By then, the number of bookings has dropped, and most people have already returned home. The weather is much cooler than it is during the day, making the last few hours of work a little more comfortable. I rarely have time for a proper dinner. Most evenings, I simply buy a loaf of bread on the way. Today's dinner costs cheap, young Vietnamese dong, or about 60 cents. Hanoi is still full of life at night. The restaurants are crowded. Coffee shops are filled with people chatting and relaxing. Street food stalls stay busy until late. Many people are out enjoying the city after work. But for me, it's a little different. Most of my time is spent either inside this car or back in my small rented room. I don't have many opportunities to enjoy the city's nightlife. After spending nearly the entire day behind the wheel, all I want now is to go home and get some rest. When I finally return to my room, I take a shower and let the tiredness slowly fade away. Then comes the moment many people have been waiting for. I open the ride-hailing app to see how much I earned today. After spending nearly an entire day on the road, this is how much I earned today. 680 Young Vietnamese dong, or about 26 US dollars. This is the gross amount I earned before deducting expenses such as charging the car, food, and other daily costs. Some days I earn more than this, especially on weekends, holidays, or rainy days when travel demand is much higher. But there are also slow days when traffic is heavy, bookings are scarce, and my income is much lower. Every day is different. That's the reality of this job. Many people believe ride-hailing drivers earn a lot of money. Sometimes that's true, but behind that number are long hours on the road, unpredictable traffic, and constant pressure to stay focused. Like every profession, driving also comes with risks. Accidents, bad weather, difficult traffic conditions, or unexpected situations can happen at any moment. The only thing I can do is drive carefully, stay patient, and do my best to bring every passenger to their destination safely. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. If you enjoy seeing the real daily life of ordinary people in Vietnam, I'd be happy to have you join me on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more stories from my life and from the people around me. Thank you again for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.